Logan Webster with Robosen Robotics, Senior Vice President.
So, Logan, for people who don't know what Robosen is, kind of give an elevator pitch about what your company is all about.
So, robotics company, both consumer and industrial. We started more on the industrial side over in Beijing and Shenzhen, China. Came over here, started with our T9, which was a consumer robot that got the attention of other licenses like Hasbro. And we've since launched our Optimus Prime about 5+ years ago. And since then, we've continued to make consumer robots, Buzz Lightyear, Megatron, and much, much more actually coming out.
I feel like you guys have made a robot almost every year since Optimus, just about.
Yeah, the goal is actually 2. We want to make at least 2 major robots a year. And then now that we have some other new potential properties and licenses coming out, you'll see a lot more coming from Robosen.
What did your team learn after they release a robot like Optimus Prime and move on to like Grimlock? Like, what lessons do you take? Because you have to have been able to improve in each rendition, right?
Yeah, I mean, speed to market. Honestly, speed to market's the key. Once you announce something, we want to make sure that you guys can get it as fans as quick as possible. So it's not just sitting there saying, hey, this is coming out, and then 6 months later it's there. Yeah. Speed to market's huge for us, and we've learned a lot there. And then making the right robot at the right price. We want to make sure that it's cost effective for our consumer. But what we do is we build incredible robots, and with that comes a cost. So it's impossible to really get it as low as maybe some people have wanted it. But they definitely get their best bang for their buck with our robot.
How much do your robots on average? I know it varies for each robot. What's like your average cost of a robot when it finally sits on the shelf to the consumer?
I'd say average is $100 or $1,000, $999. But we've gotten as low as $700, $600 sometimes with promotions. But I'd say on average it's about $800 to $900.
What's the process like? So we use Optimus for example. How long does it take for you to see a blueprint or have an idea in the pitch room to like being put in box and shipped out? Like what's the time approximate?
So I'm on the sales side, so I see stuff a little later than production or R&D is going to see it. They might see it a year or 2 before me. I see almost that finished good product, and then we're about a year out from then. So on average, it's about a 3-year process from ideation to creation. So about a 3-year, sometimes 5-year. Grimlock was about a 5-year process. It's a very complex product, and that's, yeah.
What was your best-selling? I guess all your robots are practically sold out right now. You can't get them anywhere, right? The ones that are currently out?
Yeah, we've done some that are limited edition that we don't produce anymore, and most of the time we go to capacity, hit capacity, and we might do 1 or 2 or 3 more runs. Most of our robots right now are in that kind of realm because of the holidays just completing. So, yeah. You can get Megatron coming up soon if it's sold out. We're going to continue to produce some of those. But yeah, they're pretty limited. So if you have access to them or you can get them or you want them, I would hop on that.
What do you think is the biggest misunderstanding or misconception when it comes to your robots in the consumer market?
The biggest question that we get is, why is it so expensive? I mean, that's really what it is. People are like, I love it, I want it. Why is it so expensive? And it's really the secret sauce and the patented sauce that we have is our servo motor. And that's really why it's so expensive. That plus our microchips that power each and every motor. We have 30 plus motors that are in these robots in each of the joints, so it can move its head, its arms. That's really where the questions usually arise. And then why aren't you doing every character? I see Optimus, I see Megatron. What's next? We can't do every single character because some characters cannot transform the way that the cartoon, from physical to cartoon, right? And also it just price-wise sometimes it just wouldn't work, So we try to make it to where it's economies of scale and that we can actually do something for you guys. So those are usually the questions. Why not every character, and what's with the price?
I'm trying to think of like a complicated one, like Springer is like he's a helicopter and a vehicle. Like how would you do him?
Right, or a submarine or something like that, and you're like, I get it, I want it too, but it's not going to work. Yeah.
So how do you decide what Transformers? You've done 3 so far. How do you decide who gets the robot treatment? Is that your decision? Is that a third party decision?
So we're at 3.5. That half is Bumblebee that is not transforming. He's more of a robot, and that's it. No, it's a joint with our licensor or Hasbro or Transformers partnership. Really, it's going where the character demands, right? The demand is Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, let's say, or Soundwave, or some of these other ones that people are saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. We actually go where obviously the sell-through is as well, like where the top character would be. So.
How is it like working with the licensors? Like Hasbro and Transformers, and you have even a Buzz Lightyear thing, Disney. What's the process like working with them when you're creating these robots?
It's an incredible process working with Disney, incredible working with Hasbro, they're a huge partner of ours. It's very fluid. We have joint discussions on what the robot's going to be. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. It's a very fluid discussion and fluid process, but it's a long process, right? So it's not like we're pumping out robots every month. So it's, yeah, hopefully I answered your question on that one.
It's a long, vigorous process.
Yeah, it's long. It's a great partnership with both of them, though.
Do you have an example of like a typical note you would get, say, on like Megatron from Hasbro when you're showing them prototypes or examples?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Color. Everything has to stay true to the character. So if color's off, we need to tweak it ahead of production. Voice, we've gone into the studio with each of our characters, on the Transformers side. So we actually have Frank Welker in studio doing his thing, his incredible thing with the character. And a lot of that is jointly coached and or directed from Hasbro. So they'll say, oh, let's make sure we're doing these lines ahead of time. Let's talk about these things. So it's a very, like I said, fluid partnership, and it's been incredible to work with them.
If licensing and money were no object, do you guys have a dream IP you'd like to work with or work on?
Dream partners are pretty much there with Disney and with Hasbro and all of their properties that they own. It's just expanding within those, and that's really behind the scenes. That's above my pay scale. But dream partners, honestly, I think we're at this show, we're at the Toy Fair, we're meeting even more new partners, And so I think we're pretty much there, honestly. We have a lot potentially in the hopper, but currently with Disney and Hasbro, I think we have our dream partners.
Just because I think it's kind of interesting questions, like there's rumors of tariffs being implemented. Like, how does that affect your company, specifically because a lot of your parts are from China?
Yeah, we're right in the thick of that right now, so unfortunately it will affect costs. It will affect MSRPs or consumers, just like anybody else. There's only so much you can eat as a brand and eat and absorb that cost without it going upwards into the consumer. So we're right there. We're all trying to figure it out right now. Yeah.
And then where can people find more information about your robots?
So robosen.com, robosen.com, that's the best place to find it. As far as other places to purchase it, if you have other partners that you guys like buying from, like Hasbro Pulse, Big Bad Toy Story, Entertainment Earth, you can get all that kind of stuff there. But robosen.com is the best avenue for our information. On our social as well, we show you behind the scenes stuff sometimes. We show you the shows we're at, places we're going. That's a good spot.